Got it? All right. Hi, guys. I'll meet you over here and let's take the heavier weights over here. We'll do some bicep curls. Flip your palms. Hi, Michelle. Woo. Take a stand about hip width apart. Bend both elbows. And then lower and just slowly warming us up here. We've got some biceps. We're going to pull the hand weights in towards your shoulders and then lower with control. And exhale and inhale. And 5 and 6 and 7. Hello. And 8 and 9 and 10. You got it. Nice, Michelle. Way to adjust that grip. 11 and 12, 13, 14. Now up to 5 more. If you're feeling fatigued, you can put those down and release. Otherwise, let's go up to 5 more. 4, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more, and then we're going to lower those down and take your hands and your legs a little wider and take your hands in a gentle sway. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now we're going to take those same weights, a heavier weight, and pull up, upright row. So take your hand weights, palms face you, elbows go wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and just check your knees, they're soft. 10, you're controlling this on the way up. 11, and on the way down. 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now up to 5 more. 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. Now lower those down, lower your weights down. And this time take an interlace finger position. Lift your arms away from your hips. Yeah, 5, 4, there you go. You can put it behind you if you like, Jean. 3. And then we're going to take just a little up and over and then roll. 5, 4, 3, and then let's go to the other side, up and over, and then rotation. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And then we did some biceps and upright rows. Jonathan, we're going to take a little heavier weight. So it's going to be a bent over row. Let me show you the move before we do it, but it's going to look like this. So it's kind of like you're doing a squat and you're doing you're starting a lawnmower or a weed eater. So you're going to take your weights, and remember you can always do more or fewer. So you're going to keep that. Notice how I've got this table type back. I'm going to be moving my position so your heels are heavier than your toes. You're almost sticking your sit bones up a little bit. The sit bones are in the booty, and that's going to keep your back, I'll just say the word flat, even though it's not totally flat, but it's definitely not rounded. So we've got some support in our back. And I'm going to look at you. Michelle, I can see you. That looks really good. You're pulling your elbows up. It's okay that you should feel some biceps as well, some lats, some rear deltoids. And exhale. There's a little bit of a squat sensation that you're going to feel. And we'll add on here. Let's take 5 more. I'm going to turn so I'm seeing you. 4. Good. Nice. 3, lifting up the sit bones. 2 and 1. Now we're gonna lower with care, so we've still got support in our back. Take that down, and then when you're ready, just take your interlaced finger, and we're not doing an aggressive stretch, we're just getting some blood flow there. And then let your feet be a little bit wide, and then take the arms, kind of like this is a Tai Chi move, just like your loose sleeves swing in the wind. And then we're going to take a lighter weight. This is going to be, it looks like this. It's a lateral raise with your shoulders. So you have a longer lever, so you need probably a lighter weight than what you just used. But remember, the remedy or correction is if you don't have the exact weight you need to have fatigue in the final repetitions, you can just do some more reps, or you can do fewer reps. The other thing is you can do what's called a drop set. So if you start with a weight, it's getting too heavy, but you want to do more repetitions, you put the heavier weights down, you go with a lighter weight, and you finish out your set. So there's a few ways to do this. What I'm doing is keeping the hands roughly lower than the shoulder, just to increase benefit and decrease risk. So there's a lot of ways to do all these exercises. I'm just trying to promote with our group classes, promote that it's high safety, high benefit, low risk. So reward to risk ratio high. And I want to just show you from the side, I've got soft knees, so I'm never locking my knees out backwards. From the side, the ear is in line with the shoulder, meaning I'm not poking the head forward to do these. You'll sometimes see that compensation where people are poking a head forward. Let's do 3 more. Take 2 more at your deltoids or your shoulders. Should be feeling this. And then we're gonna lower with control. Take that down, got it. And then let one arm go over, kind of like a half moon pose in yoga. And just add that little rotation and add a breath that focuses on that rib cage expansion. This is also called one lung breathing. You're sending the breath over to one side, and then you're going to go up and over to the other. And rotation, just little movements. Breathing into this side, one lung breathing. Inhale, and then exhale and let that go. I'm going to come in a little closer for this one. You can grab 2 weights or 1 smaller weight. So I'm going to show you a couple ways. So if you've got 1 heavier weight, you can put it behind you. This is called shave the back of the head and extend. You got it. Inhale. So if you have a heavier weight, grab that. If you don't, grab 2 smaller weights. Now, anytime your arms are overhead, there's a tendency, and I'll just show you, for the ribs to flare forward. So you want to pull the belly, use the abs to pull the ribs down. You got it. And exhale up. The back of your arms, the triceps, the back of your upper arms is what you're going to be feeling. And if you put your mind on those muscles, they fire a little better, a little stronger. So think about it. Whatever you're working, knees soft. These are really important. 7 muscles to get strong. 6, I like to definitely get the back side of the body, because a lot of times in life the front body gets more accented. So we want to even that up and get the back body muscles. 3, 2, good, Michelle. And exhale 1, and then lower that the weight down with control. Take a little loose tricep stretch, so pat yourself on the back. Take the other hand and just hold it, and then lean over. Any kind of rotation you need, you're just getting some blood flow in there. Inhale, and then on the exhale, take the other side, pat yourself on the back and go over. I'm gonna turn to you. 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale, and then exhale and let that down. So just a little shakeout. We're going to take our front weight. So this is a front raise with a smaller weight just because it's a longer lever. So your hands are facing you. You can be about shoulder width apart, open up to the front. I'm going to turn so you can see that I'm trying to maintain my torso upright and not lean back. Up. You can even invite yourself to have a slight little pause of control at the top, where you lower the weights with control and not letting gravity take over. And exhale. So a little more into your delt. But notice how my neck is free. Your neck is free. Your upper trapezius, these muscles are not helping. They're not up by your ears. So we're recruiting what's necessary and being efficient with that and not over recruiting muscles that we don't need. Knees are soft. Breath is fluid. All right, let's see if we can do 10 more. Now, if you're feeling fatigued earlier than 10 more and you can finish out your repetitions at another number, do that. And 14 and 15. Good. Keep going. 16, it may be that you're done, but if you can keep going, keep going. 17. Good. 18. 2 more. 19. 1 more. And then lower that weight down. Nice. And I'll stay close. Take your right arm across and just let your left hand help. And you can just roll your wrist out. Get some synovial fluid in those carpals. We're going to go the other direction, or the other arm. Roll that little wrist. Good job. Let some blood flow occur there. Inhale. And then exhale. We're going to take a lighter weight again. So probably the same way you did. We're going to do rear flies to the back of the shoulder. And this is going to look like you're riding that chair. You're in a little chair, and I'll show you what the move is. It's out. So what I'm doing is changing my body in the relationship to gravity so that the rear shoulder gets focused. I want to make sure, and I'm turning so you can see I'm in a flat back, lifting up the sit bones slightly. After you get a feel for what I'm doing, you might tuck your chin so you don't create any excess tension in your neck. But open up like you're a T or you're flying. Good. So open, that's the back of your shoulder. Again, I like the back body because usually it doesn't get as much of attention. All right, good, Michelle, everybody looks good. 10. Keep your legs helping you. Your heels are heavier than your toes. Got a little squat here. 6 more. 5 more. 4. 3. 2. Rear fly. 1. Let that go, but just stand tall. Hold that thought and lift up both heels. So you can see my toes. They're roughly underneath the hips, and we're just going to add a little calf raise with some weight. So your knees are soft. Go up. Try to fight gravity down. 5. 6. You got it. 7. Slow it on the way down. 8. 9. 10. Keep going. Slow and controlled. 11. 12. 13. You're using this opportunity to get every cell in the lungs some fresh breath. So we're keeping those respiratory muscles flexible. Big permissive allowable breaths. 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. Now you can keep the weight. I'm going to come in closer just to make sure everybody can see. We're going to take the overhead press. Now you're going to exhale and push up. Again, it's shoulders. You're going to exhale. You could do this. Good. You could do this with, these are sometimes done seated in a chair if you need, but we're doing this standing, so I want you to use your abdominals to make sure that your ribs are over your pelvis and not thrusting forward, creating a hyperlordotic or arched back. Notice how my neck is easy. I'm not lifting up the shoulders to the ears. I'm lifting up the arms while I keep the shoulders the shoulder blades going down. Another cue is the head. It's going to try to poke forward. You're going to keep it back. Ear in line with the shoulder. Good, and up. Good, and if you can, exhale when you press up, and that's also going to tell the abs to fire. And up. All right, so if you can do 4 more, exhale, neck is free, slow and controlled on the way down. So 3, your shoulders are working on the way up and on the way down. 2, and 1. And then lower that down. And then I am going to have us go take a step. We're going to go to the floor for a little bit and do some chest. So you'll need a heavier weight. It's going to be like a bench press. You can do it on the floor though. If you have a bench and you prefer, you can. You grab a sip. And Michelle, I always think of you with these. All right, lie down. Put your feet on the mat for most of us because that'll keep your ribs down. Now you're going to exhale and push and then bend and lower. Exhale and push. Open the elbows, and it's almost like you're making a field goal post with your arms. The ends of the weights kiss each other at the top. Exhale, belly in, and 5, and exhale 6, and check you guys out, 7, 8, and exhale 9. So we're going to be doing a couple of chest exercises this way. On this one, just 2 of your weights, or the end of your weights, are touching at the top, and then you're bending your elbows to come back out. Touch, bend, exhale. Now you can take up to 5 more. It's kind of like a push-up, or you're controlled slow punching the ceiling. 3, without locking out your elbows. 2. Now on the 1, you're going to carefully take the weights out of the way, and you can take a full body stretch. Your arms can go long, your legs can go long, you can shift one leg past the other. We're going to be doing a fly here, and let me just show you without the weight. Basically you act like you're hugging a tree in front of you on this one, and both ends of the weights touch each other. So you're going to touch the weights together at the top, the palms are facing each other. You open up your arms like you're hugging a big tree, like a big angel oak. And when you do that, your upper arm might touch the floor when you open up, but you do not let your elbow hyperextend. The weights do not touch the floor. So good. So don't let the weights touch the floor. If you're built hypermobily, you keep that sense of roundedness in the arms, hugging a big angel oak the whole time. Your weights don't touch the floor on the lower part of the range of motion. Exhale, inhale. Now still relax the neck here. Shoulder blades are down the back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So let's take 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then you're going to lower those weights just out of the way. And I'm going to put them over here. And if you would like, take a sip and grab your tube. Grab your dynaband or your elastic tubing. You're going to have a seat with the feet taking the end of your strap. So the thing about the straps that's so nice is if you're traveling, these are so nice and easy to travel with, so light. So one example, or one thing you can do, is to have 2 straps here or 2 bands. Otherwise, you could just reach your hands closer to your feet, then sit back up and pull. If it's hard to sit up, and I'll show you from the side, then you may want to sit on a pillow And what that does is keep the back from rounding backwards if the hamstrings are tight. So pull your elbows. This is a row. Remember how we did these? Yeah, you might like that. It's gonna feel easier to not fight your body than the rounding back. Yeah, that's great. Neck is soft. So for example, just to show you, I've got two bands, the red and the blue. The sprue elastic tubings are nice, SPRI, but you're pulling with your exhale. You're pulling with your exhale. Now just to switch things up, you can flip your palm like you have a cup of soup in each hand, and you're gonna pull your arms past. Exhale, your elbows past your ribs. When you do this, you're making sure you don't jut your ribs forward. You're just maintaining ribs over the pelvis, stability. Exhale. So use your back muscles. You're practicing axial extension too, which is ear, shoulder, rib, hip alignment. So all these bones are in a stacked position. All right, I'm turning to you. Try 5 more. These are big, strong back muscles, but we're also rear delting and the biceps are working. Exhale. Good. I like the way you're keeping your shoulder blades down the back. Yeah. Now, if you have 2 bands, you might take one out. If you didn't and you need to do more reps, that's just fine. I'm going to introduce the bicep curl with an ab crunch. So if you have handles, take them. If you don't, just hold the band. So look how I'm scooped right here. If that doesn't happen in your body, usually the correction is bend the knee slightly, and that'll create more spinal mobility. And now bend the elbows. Now notice how we can make this harder if you roll back a little. If you lift your humerus, your upper arm a little, that's gonna also make it harder. So you can make this your own. Resist the band on the way back. Good. Belly pulls in. Good. And Betty, see if you can just leave your upper arm the same. Don't add the pull on this. And let's just see if we can get that bicep. Yep. Because we already did one where we pulled our elbow past. So let's just nail that bicep. Shoulder blades are down the back. And you notice you can get lower, and that's harder abs. Good. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, terrific. 1, sit back up. Now we're going to sit tall, and I'm going to get the arms long or the hands long. You can pull them a little. I'm going to turn so you can see me different views, but pull like you're making a V with your arms. I'm going to turn. Pull, chest is open. You got it, and tall. Now it's okay if you feel the rear deltoid again, the back of your shoulder. Your triceps also assisting you in keeping that elbow in extension. Lats. Now as you pull, you resist on the way back, and you'll get more work on the pull and the return. So you're never letting the band win. You're working both the forward and the back motion, the concentric, eccentric. So exhale, belly in, neck is soft. And we are going to take a little bit of a reprieve. So if you're sitting on the pillow, that's just fine. Just take a little inner thigh stretch, and it's kind of a way to release tension. So if you were holding tension, this is a great chance to let it go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and on the 1, you're going to come back up, and you're going to extend your feet long. Take your band across, make an X. Now you have an X with your band, you have equal tail lengths, your elbows are glued, and you're going to open up your forearms. Yeah. There you go. I'm going to turn so you can see me. Good. Elbows glued. Good, Michelle. Your wrists are long. You're externally rotating the humerus. Elbows are stuck to your side. Good. These are in almost every rehab protocol for the shoulder. So what we like to do is prehab before there's a shoulder issue. That's it, and stay tall. And I know it seems like a smaller motion. These are the infraspinatus, teres minor, and posterior deltoid muscles that are responsible to externally rotate the shoulder. They don't get worked every day in our daily life. We're usually forward and internally rotated, so we really need these to help our shoulders be in a good place. The arm wants to be down the back, and these muscles are supportive and help them stay there. All right, 5 more. They're more endurance, so it won't be like a big burn in short reps. It'll be like more endurance in a low weight setting. All right, take a little breather, get rid of that. We're gonna add on, so you're gonna uncross those bands. They're uncrossed, they're parallel. I'm gonna turn so you can see me. This is upright row, but with an ab curl. Flip your hands over and then use your abs. You may even bend your knees and then pull. If you need more, you just grab more band and pull the elbows out to the side like you're zipping up a coat. You got it. And if I need it harder, I can go lower. Right? Nice. Good. I can go somewhere in the between. 30% of spinal flexion is usually where a lot more abs are getting worked than psoas. So pull the belly in. Elbows wide. Elbows wide, so you're going to feel like those shoulder muscles are working, but also your biceps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Now I'm going to turn and face you. This is an X. It's this posterior oblique sling. So you're going to take one arm a little high, one arm a little low. Switch. If you don't have enough resistance, the remedy can be just to cross the rope, the band, and do that with crossed ropes. And this is the posterior oblique sling. When you walk, when you run, when you do cross-country skiing, snowshoeing with poles, this is the back oblique sling. Again, we're emphasizing the back body because it doesn't get much attention during the day, and then people start getting rounded and forward and giving into the task of everyday life. The body responds. So we're strengthening that back body so it's easier to have good posture. All right, try 4 more. 3, and act like a golden crown's attached to your, golden strings attached to your crown pulling you up. Let that go, and then let's take a little different stretch. Just take your legs out like a V, and we're just gonna release tension too. Inhale, and then exhale, go forward. Lean, and you may put your hands on your legs or your inner, between the inner thighs on the floor, and just sort of wiggle. Get rid of any tension. Five, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, and then gently come back up. Grab a sip if you need it. We're going to do push-ups, so if you prefer to do push-ups against a wall, you can do that. I'm also going to show modified, square, and full. A good push-up involves a good plank. So your shoulders are down the back, and I'm going to show you one of the easiest ways. So the easy way is to be in all fours. You bend your elbows. Probably the top 2 cues that are problematic in a push-up is people's head are dropping forward, and the other is the shoulder blade is poking forward. I guess the third would be the low back is dropping. So here's modified on your knees, and you bend your elbows, and you push, and you bend, and notice how I'm not letting my shoulder blades drop down. So you can do a push-up. If you need to modify, you go against the wall. You can do them on your toes as well. We're keeping the shoulder blades down the back. Keeping the head pulled back, keeping some tone in the abs. I'm gonna look at you guys. Good. Inhale. You got it. Nice. And that's a good way to do that. You can bend as low as you can keep your shoulder blades down the back. So 5, 4, 3, 2, take a breather and go into a child pose. Press your hips back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then grab your foam roller. If you don't have a foam roller, just do this on the floor, but we're gonna do some abs and we're gonna do some swans. Back and abs. If you need a sip, grab it. Turmeric ginger, cinnamon tea. Belly down. Elbows pretty wide here. 1, 2, and then lift up. It's a swan, is thoracic extension. Good. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Neck is soft. Your upper back is your focus. Your pinky down on the foam roller. Great. Your belly is pulling up. It's like you have a piece of ice underneath your belly. This is so good for posture. Complements the strong abs that we're getting ready to work. Okay, hold. The next time you're in a position that feels high, hold. 10. Neck is free. 9. 8. Good. 7. Love it. 6. Upper back. 4 is getting the breath. 3, 2, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Now you can put this foam roller on the shin side of your mat. So you're going to switch the place of where you are. The shin side of your mat is where the roller is. Your elbows are on the top of your mat. Your legs are on the bottom. The arms are strong. Lift up your knees and you're going to be in a plank. Now I've got my toes pointed in. Bend your knees underneath you and then straighten. And I realize I need to put the foam roller a little closer to my knees here. Bend the knees like an inchworm and then straighten into plank. Bend the knees, straighten, bend and straighten, toeing in, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. You should feel your abs. And then recover, rest for a moment. Nice. And then we're going to put our forearms down and we're going to do a pike. So put your elbows down and you're going to toe in and put the foam roller underneath your shins. Lift up your hips with long knees and then plank. Lift up and then plank. Lift and plank. Lift and plank. Lift and plank. Abs are working. 2 more. And then recover. You could child pose or rest on the floor. Good. Now we're going to take knees to the left corner, go plank, knees to the right corner, go plank. So your forearms are down. Awesome. Yep, there you go. Good. Good, Jonathan. Take your knees to the left and then straighten out to plank. Take your knees to the right, straighten out to plank. Take your knees to the left. This is an oblique inchworm. And you're pulling your knees to one elbow and then your knees to the other, and you're doing a plank in between. So you're going to feel your abs. Knees in, knees in. Good. All right, one more each side. Knees left, knees right, and then plank, child pose. Rest your hips, rest your head. We're going to do a hip lift with knees long to the left corner and then plank, and then to the right corner and plank. So put your forearms down, extend your knees, your shins are on your foam roller, lift your hips to the left corner with knees long, go back to plank, lift your hips towards the right corner, come back to plank, lift your hips to the left corner, come back to plank, lift your hips to the right corner, come back to plank, exhale, toe in so that it doesn't roll out your bone, it rolls out your muscles instead, but really we're working the core. 3, 2, 1, and recover. Rest your hips. And then come back to the roller being on this side of you, the front side, and send your belly down, your arms long, and we're going to go up with an inhale, and then down, and go up. Yeah, and you can do this with your hands on the floor or the foam roller. I'm going to be adding on to this. At first, just reacquaint yourself with the swan. Pinky down. When you are pressing more with your pinky, it's a neurological signal to your serratus anterior to help you stabilize the scapula. So you can accent the pinky side of your forearm down. Now stay up. If you can, take off your left arm, which means your right arm is still pressing strongly into the foam roller. Let one hand come to your hamstring and then stay up in the other. And left and right and left and right and left and right. Now both hands on and go up. And then exhale and lower. Nice. So we're going to take a child pose here. Press your hips back. Rest. And then if you need to sit, grab it. We're going to take a side plank with the foam roller. So we're still working the core. You're going to be on your elbow. Your arm is going to thread the needle with the foam roller. If that's too hard, just do it on the floor. So you're going to put your elbow underneath your shoulder, open up your arm, inhale. That could be your move, or if you'd like to thread the needle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See if you can take 2 more. 9, 10. Lower the hip. Take it to the other side. Take your foam roller down. Take your elbow underneath your shoulder. Arm up. And exhale, thread the needle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then have a seat. Now you can sit kneeling, you can sit on your pillow, you can sit however you want. I'll show kneeling, but make sure you're happy, you're comfortable. Take that band at your lower shoulder blades, palm face up. Press out with your exhale. I'm going to move my foam roller a little bit. Press out. Good, I'll get in closer so you can see. See how I'm pushing out? It's almost like that push-up. And exhaling and inhaling. Good. Behind you. Good. And out. Whoops, I'm sitting on. And out. And out. And exhale. And you're returning the band with control as well. That way you get work on the way out and the way in. And exhale and inhale. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now if you want to add on a bonus pulse here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, come out. Switch your hands. Take your hand on one end, and you can hold it however you want because it's still going to respond, but I like to hold it where the band meets the handle. Press out. Now your other hand is an anchor, so you may have to move it in to make it harder too. It's kind of like you might have an image of a bow and arrow. Yeah, make sure your knees are comfortable. 3, yep, and 4, 5, that's a stretch in and of itself, isn't it? 6, yeah, and just one arm is pushing. 7, so one arm's pushing. 8, and that tricep's getting it. 9, 10, keep going. 11, 12, and you're resisting. 13, 14, 15. All right, we're gonna switch it up. So take your other hand here. The other hand's an anchor. Try 15. 2, 3, yeah. 4, nice. 5, and I like how your shoulder blade's down the back. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Try 5 more, good. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now take that same band at the edge of your shoulder blade, the bottom edge of your shoulder blade usually, palm up. Now it's like you're breaststroking. You're gonna go around in a circle, push out and in. You got it. Exhale out and in. 3, you got it. 4, we're gonna be changing direction, so it doesn't really matter which way you're going now. 5, 6, 7, 8, and you're pushing out. 9, as big as you can. 10, now we're going to reverse it. So you're going to go the opposite way, narrow to wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. Now, any way that you want to sit that's comfortable, this is for stretching. Watch the hands, see how wide they are. Let them, arms are long, let them go behind you. Let me turn so you can see up and behind. Now, the thing about the band is it will stretch wider. If you're tight right here, you can stretch your band wider and keep your elbows long. Oh, it's one of my favorite dynaband exercises, the stretching. It's mobility, it's dynamic mobility. Now find one of those places that feels amazing and check your wrist. It's not backwards, it's neutral. Head is not poking forward, it's in line. 5, 4, so this is for posture. Expand the chest with your inhale. Let the arms down for blood flow. We're going to take 2 more of those stretches. Find a place that feels amazing. There's 3 different attachments on the pec, so it's nice to do 3 different angles and get this chest open. You can change your physiology just by changing your posture. So just notice how that feels. 1 more angle, here we go. Find a place. Confidence, happiness. So just by changing your posture, you can create a different physiology on the inside. Posture begets mood, mood begets posture. Let that down, and I want to roll out some muscles with this. So if you need a sip, grab a sip, and then we're going to do some foam rolling. So grab your foam roller. Let's just say hypothetically you rode 6 hours this weekend on your mountain bike, and you want to roll out those quads. Now we're going to take our forearms down, and the thing about this is you also are working your stability muscles, but you're going to roll out your quads. Roll out your quads. Now, there's a few ways to do this. You're basically going from above your knee towards the top of your hip. Now try toeing towards each other and see how that influences the myofascial release. Woo! Kind of the inner quads more, right? Now toe out and see if you feel, or sorry, the inner quads are when you toe out. So feel that. And there's no wrong answer, you may find something that you need. Now you can also bend and straighten. And that bending is going to put more weight on the foam roller, so it's going to feel like there's more intensity. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Then you can kind of deviate more right leg, more right quad. There is a muscle near your front pocket called the TFL that tends to run tight. And then try your left side. Good. And now get your right IT. So you're going to get on your right side and put that down on your outer thigh. Now one way to take some of the weight off your IT is to take your left foot on the floor, and that'll decrease how much weight you have on your IT. All right, roll back and forth. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, good, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now you could try your other IT, where you get on your elbow, kind of like we did earlier with the side planks. You roll out that IT, back and forth. This is a way to help create some mobility. A lot of times you can help if you have achy knees or hips, you can help them with releasing these areas around. When I used to race bikes, my left hip would feel arthrogenic after a long, like 80 or 100 mile bike ride, and it would just sort of ache. So all I had to do was roll out my IT just for a minute and get rid of that ache. So first-hand experience and just tons of research behind how this helps. Even now, before a performance, there's research not just on recovery, but on before, but also with just pain mitigation, right? You want to feel your best. So now, let's take the, Betty, I think this is one of your favorites, the glutes and the piriformis area and the external rotators. So take a figure 4 and ankle to thigh is one way to make a figure 4. And just take the hip in, I'll just call up the bones from your greater trochanter to your sacrum. So from your side hip to the heart-shaped bone, roll out those muscles. You may be leaning on your hands. You might find that you do better when you're sort of forward. I just want you to experiment. Maybe your sit bone needs it. 10, 9, 8, anywhere near the bones is usually good. That greater trochanter has a lot of attachments. It's also really helpful with back pain on a lot of people. So take the other one when you're ready. We're touching those muscles. Roll out that hip. Is one different than the other? Hip to, so sacrum to greater trochanter. Near the greater trochanter is probably a lot of good juicy muscles. Keep breathing. Keep expanding your rib cage. Keep finding new cells in the lungs that need attention with your breath. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. All right, now we're going to roll out our upper back. See if you can take your foam roller parallel to the floor. Take one hand behind your head, take the other hand behind the head, lift your booty, and now you're in a place to roll out your upper back. You can add an extension or flexion or both. Inhale. Inhale and exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we're going to hit the lat just for a little bit. The lat is right where the back of your, the part of your lat that you can roll out is behind your armpit. It wraps there, it's accessible there, and this is a powerful internal rotator of the humerus, which means it turns our arm inward when it's tight. It also can create low back pain, but you're rolling out this twist where it twists on the back side of the armpit. You may find that your shoulder needs it. You may find that your tricep needs this foam rolling. Keep breathing in the side of your ribs. There's some muscles that attach on the scapula. You might like that on the lateral border, the lateral inferior border down low. Just try to find some areas that need attention. 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. This is so good for posture. And on the 1 and for shoulders, go to the other side. So roll out that arm. Armpit, kind of like the back side, and your hand can hold your head so your neck doesn't have any strain. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Roll out that shoulder. Roll out that back of your armpit. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right. So what you can do next is just sit any way that's comfortable, cross an arm and take the arm over. So we're just breathing into the area that we just stretched. Take another inhale. Good. Any kind of rotation you need is just fine. Lateral flexion. So what we try to do every class is move the spine the 5 ways that it likes to move. Flexion, extension, rotation, lateral flexion, axial extension. Yeah. It's like someone's pulling your arm. Oh, yeah, so good. Inhale. Nice, Michelle, you got it. And then switch it up. The arm that was in the air is going to cross the body. And just enjoy. Act like someone's pulling your arm. Add some little rotations. When you rotate up, it's a little bit more obliques. When you rotate down, it's a little bit more back. You're also getting different shoulder fibers in the ribs, intercostals, the muscles between the ribs. So we're just going to take a moment to find a comfortable sitting position. So you're going to have a seat. If you would like a pillow, I've got my pillow here. You can grab that. Sit equally on each fanny cheeks if you can, best you can. I want you to feel comfortable. So Sukhasana actually means the easy pose because the focus is on axial extension. And axial extension is where all the creative ideas come. So we're looking for Nothing. You're just allowing. So you're just observing. So just take a moment to let that breath be filled with whatever your best emotion is. So if it's content, do that. If it's joy, do that. Whatever the best feeling emotion is that you can reach for, that you have authentically. And you could be in a state of appreciation for all the amazing things your cells just did, your mind just did, how you started a pathway of success for the rest of your day, how you connected with your cells. The cells are always talking to each other, and they're talking to you. They're giving communication of what they need, of how they can be in their most optimum state. So you're just allowing this space without any noise, calibrating to the highest emotion that you authentically can receive with your breath. So mine's joy right now. Whatever yours is, calibrate to that. And you're sending all your cells a message of thriving, doing what they do best. It's kind of like getting out of your own way for optimal wellness. And we're going to do a thing called segment intending. So we're going to set a pre-paved path for the next couple hours of our day, that we're reaching for the best feeling emotion, the best feeling thought. The primal brain will sometimes look for issues, and we can create solutions with those and look for the best feeling thought, where all the creative ideas come, the best feeling emotion, the best feeling appreciation. So just notice how that feels to know that you are creating your next couple hours. So you're less responsive to the environment, more calibrated with your inner barometer. Whenever you're ready, you can let your eyes open with so much care and appreciation. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much. I know you will. Bye guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.